Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. This is our weekly recap. Let's talk about the markets here as we're getting a little bit of a little down move today, but there's no power behind it. There's no real big selling pressure. We've had this big, beautiful move up in the S&P 500 ever since we gapped up here back on the 2nd of June. We went sideways and we broke to the upside. We've had a nice up move here, and here we are getting a little pause. For what it's worth today, it's June 16th. It is the quad witch. That means options are expiring, the SPY index dividend. We got futures contracts expiring, and we have a big rebalance into the close. And we've talked about this multiple times in the room. But you have a lot of names that are affected by this. You have all the big tech names, right? The Microsofts, the Teslas, the Apples, the Nvidias, the Metas of the world, the Netflix, Amazon, Google, etc. They've really run a lot, and they are now improperly sized for the S&P 500. So JP Morgan estimated it was $150 billion worth of selling that needed to happen today on these names into the close. And there's a good chance we've seen a lot of that take place already, although we may see some of this still going out throughout the day and into the last 10 minutes. That's when the rebound officially has to finish up. But bottom line is the SPY, you have higher than normal volume today, and you have a little bit of a down move. But if you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see there's been no real big selling pressure, just a steady little back and fill here. After a big, nice week, we're still well above the 8-day. We passed my 440 mark, and we're putting 450 as the next target here on the market. The other thing this action is doing is it's cooling the oscillators back off into the neutral zone. The one thing this market's been able to do and maintain is keep a very neutral sentiment and not get overheated or in any direction, or too hot or too bearish or too bullish. The Qs did put a new 52 plus week high in today. It's cooling off a little bit. It's down a little bit more percentage wise today. The IWM continues to struggle back on the 8-day here. The dial has been out of play. The VIX here, we gapped up on Monday, and here we are coming down. The VIX contracts expire today. Some of this might be some games we're seeing here as they're rolling out of these contracts. I'm not really sure, but the VIX is saying there's nothing to see here, no fear in this move. So let's talk about what was good this week and what wasn't. There was a lot of things to do this week. We had the Fed, the market saying, I don't care about the Fed. I don't believe in the Fed. What the Fed is saying, they're going to do 2 more rate hikes. So market basically shrugged them off. AMD put a new range high in on Monday. Then they had their presentation on their enterprise cloud and AI in their data center. It was a great presentation. It was wonderfully done. The reason it sold off on this is because AI is chips are a 4th quarter thing, not a 3rd quarter thing. And that means that, they're out of play for now. So we talked about that on that news that NVIDIA should rocket. NVIDIA new all-time highs here at 436. That one can keep running. AI had a massive week, putting in a new range high, getting a reversal candle on it here today. So did Unity. Big move up this week. Look at this thing, the topping candle developing here on this one. Microsoft put a new all-time high in yesterday and today. What can I say? These names remain in fuego. Tesla filled this little gap it's had from about a year ago here this morning, and just kind of chilling out, remains very, very strong all the way up here at 263. Target was a great trader for us this week as well. Target, we caught the news on it that activists getting involved. Great trade on there. That one gave some nice trades. Some people in the room have been trading names like Procter & Gamble as they're churning up, and McDonald's as we're seeing some little rotation of some of these names. Boeing continues to try to look great, just struggling. Broke the downtrend this morning. By the way, Gino called that out this morning in our members area, that Boeing was a nice little cup and handle, and it broke here, but it just can't quite go today. But overall, the market looks fine. We're going into a long weekend, so I'm off screens today around noon. Markets are closed Monday for celebration of Juneteenth, so it's a 3-day weekend. Then we have a short week next week. Just keep that in mind here as we move forward. So if you want to join us, link in the description below, smartoptiontrading.com. To all my members, have a great rest of the day trading, nice and easy. Just remember, you might see some volatility here, especially in the last 10 minutes as that big rebalance comes into trip play. With that said, have a great long weekend, guys. And to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. So let's not forget that.